There we go. Alright, take this. And damn this cough. I was hoping it let up because it's kind of getting in the way of the voice for the stream, but it's not like it matters if I do voiceover or not. To be perfectly honest, I'm still not a fan of doing commentary. Today seems to be a day where everything's kind of gone to shit, so to speak. Not even sure why it has, it just sort of seems to be has. You know? Goodness. Okay, I think rebooting my game will let me access that Korok Leap on the hill. The Triple Tree Hill, I think. At least I think it is. I'm gonna check in a minute. Go down there and get that taken care of right out the gates. I'm not gonna go for the shrines just yet. Instead, I'm gonna focus on the Korok seeds. So, first goal, go up here. Travel to the leaf marker that I set down. Okay. I'm still not feeling great, but I'm feeling loads better than I was yesterday. The reason I haven't really been streaming is because I've been, like, worn out from hearing that, like, how to put it, if I've got COVID, I'm screwed, so to speak. I could probably use the check I'm getting tomorrow night to pay part of my rent, but, like, that's supposed to be my free check, you know? I'm supposed to be able to spend that on shit I want. So it sucks to know that, like, I can't do that because of some bad luck. But that's life. You know? That's life. As stuff as that is. I believe it was... yeah, okay, just straight ahead. Go all the way over there and get that over with. Worst case scenario, I could just hunt some more monsters, summon a blood moon, reset everything that way. I'd rather not, though, you know? No, but the fact that all this... hold on. The fact that all this happened, in spite of my plans, is like, oh yeah, of course it did. We're gonna use an at-home test and assume that that's actually what the employers will accept, because I don't know if they will. They'll probably say we need like an official doctor notice or something, but the thing is, if I'm asymptomatic, I can't get tested anyway. You see, because right now the hospitals in Oregon are in such a bad state, they're so overwhelmed, that you literally can't do anything about that. Like, you can't get tested if you're asymptomatic, because they just don't have the resources to test everyone who comes in. And that's kind of the fucked up reality of our situation right now. Everybody's got COVID, to some degree. Damn, the apples don't respawn. I guess that's a blood moon thing. Okay, we're gonna skip that for now. I've been trying to summon a blood moon for a while and it hasn't been working, so we are going to go up to the next one on the list, which is 15, which is on the road ahead. Specifically, the entrance of this forest here, so... But I'm in like a catch-22 where I kind of have symptoms, but by tomorrow they'll probably have cleared up, so I'll be asymptomatic. So it's like, I can't come back to work either way until I get a test. So if our bosses don't accept anything not written by a doctor, like a home test, I may as well quit my job. Because I'm not going to be able to get a test done that they'll accept. And that's a worry I have right now. Okay, that was one down. 16 is just a little ways ahead. But again, it's like, it's something to think about for later. It's not anything I'm going to be like super heavily concerned about. There we go. Okay, no, I'm on. No, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm just frustrated, you know? Like, it'd be great if they gave us, like, actual COVID pay or something, but our company's side gig for a rich family, so they don't care, you know? We're not really important at all. So I'm tempted to just find better work. Because the job I do have, it's not bad. It's peaceful, it pays decently. Because I'm staying there for 2 years. It's not great, but it's better than most jobs in terms of like the fact that I don't really have to do a whole lot, and I get paid a decent amount. The problem is, well, they don't care. They don't care about stuff at work. They don't care about their employees. I mean, the managers do. They care a lot, but the owners couldn't care less. The owners are not. They're not great people, honestly. You get the feeling that if it wasn't for COVID, they just wouldn't be doing anything, period. But like the last time I caught COVID, because I did catch it before despite wearing the mask and everything, last time I caught it, what is this? This is chloroform? Oh, I guess it might be. Oh, no. Last time I caught it, my manager told me he'd look into seeing if we still had COVID pay, which immediately told me right out the gate, oh no, we don't have it anymore. Then I asked and he said, I'm still looking into it. A week later, I'm still looking into it. By the end of it, he's like, okay, so, bad news, we didn't have it at all. So I'm just like, okay. But why though? Why would you give me hope like that? Just say you don't have it. Apparently, the reason it took him so long to tell me this was because the managers were like, they didn't care. Not the managers, the owners didn't care. They did not give a fuck at all. They didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to deal with it. They just did not give a shit. So that whole time, like, our manager was being given the runaround because the owners didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to admit that they didn't have that insurance anymore. It had actually been dropped. I found this out before he told me. I had to look it up. That's how easy it was. I just looked it up myself and like, oh, okay, the feds have suspended the program entirely. It's not a thing anymore. Okay, I believe I got 13 and 14, 15 and 16. I need to go to 17, which is across the river, up around here, I think. Okay, hold on, let me check the, I don't know if anybody's watching this. It says one watching, but that could just be me. I'll be honest, I haven't been in a good mood since this whole thing started. Because, like, the thing is, because we don't have any COVID PTO or anything like that, and because building up PTO takes literally forever, it takes 3 weeks for a single day's worth, we could get sick with COVID at any time, and it could just completely screw us over. We would not have money to pay our bills. Period. And that's kind of close to the situation with this. Is if it's actually COVID, I'm gonna have to be out for 10 days. You know? Excuse me? Hold on. Sucker. Okay, that didn't quite work out. That definitely didn't work out. Ugh. 10 points says it's on top of this Korok seed. I'll bet it's right on top. No? Oh? Huh. Okay. There's one over there, though, I think. Check that out. I'm pretty sure it's around here somewhere, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's in the middle of the lake. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for something else. Because of what happened last time, I'm really worried that... The thing is, like, catching COVID feels like it's inevitable. Like, it's just gonna happen. And there's nothing you can do about it, you know? That's frustrating. Because no matter how good you are at, like... Oh, goodness. No matter how good you are at following the rules and keeping things together, it's just going to happen anyway. And our companies don't prepare for inevitabilities, they think in short term. So it's like, yeah, okay, so I guess if you catch it, you're just fucked. You get to take 10 days off, regardless, and not get compensated for those 10 days. But, you know, I guess maybe we're asking too much from companies to be responsible for a literal virus, but it's like, if we don't get paid, we don't get a place to stay, so we'll be out of a job anyway. It's one of those situations that's kind of just this huge no-win, you know? And I'm not a fan, honestly. I'm really not. Yeah, but enough of that negativity shit. Not here for that. I'm here to get that Korok seed. Try to avoid feeling sicker than I already am, because my throat's still kind of sore. And basically, so, it feels like it's full of pepper, you know? Okay, I bet I know where it's at. I see you, game. I see you. Okay, I'm gonna try something really weird. Nope. Okay. I don't even know how to do this, but there's a trick you could do. Where you launch yourself from your shield with a bomb. I don't know if it's safe to try it, though. I'm gonna save first. Try it. Yeah, I think I'm at the right place, so... It basically goes... No? Oh, okay, I gotta switch it. I'm dumb. Okay. So it goes... I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Nope. I don't know how to do it. I don't really care. I'm gonna do this legit. I'm gonna do some cool tricks, but I don't really feel like it right now. I'm probably gonna be able to climb this on my own. Surely. By the way, Breath of the Wild is just Far Cry Zelda. Remember I said that for when I'm inevitably wrong. It's Zelda, but with Far Cry in it. Far Cry of the Wild. Uh-oh. rain. Oh, fuck you, game. Okay, I guess I'm going back then. Man, I ain't up for this today. Rain, go away. Come on back some other time. I'm taking tomorrow off, so I'll probably be streaming while I recover. And I'm assuming Jason will be able to pick up those tests. I can't do it right now. I don't have any money, and hate to put that on him, but like, oh no, it's heavy rain. Okay, this isn't rain I can just get past, huh? It's die-hard rain. Rain with a vengeance. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Just go with that. Now. I need that. That. Can't believe that worked. Goodness. Okay. It's really not my day. When I mentioned I might have caught COVID, one of my followers told me about the Joe Rogan regimen. I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up. And he was talking about some, like, I guess conspiracy theorist or whatever. He was like, I guess he thought horse dewormer was like a cure for COVID. And I'm looking at that and thinking, that's not how that works. That's weird. That's dumb. Horse dewormer works on parasites. Parasites and viruses are not the same thing, even remotely. And I may have been a bit harsh with him, but I legitimately was baffled that he would just suggest that. Like, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why would you say that? That's stupid. That's dumb. And I stand by the sentiment because holy shit, that is like, how do you accept that conclusion? It's crazy. Anyway, about to blow myself up. Ooh, that was close. And then he, it wouldn't have been a big issue if he'd have just, like, not defended his position, because his position was actually kind of crazy. But no, he went in and said, oh, you're one of those. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? One of what? What? Are you making this political? I was legitimately, like, kind of in awe of just how backwards this dude was acting. So I was like, you know, I know you've been following me for a while and all, but I'm blocking you. Because I don't want to... I don't deal with people who are aggressively stupid like that. No. I learned my lesson. You can't reason with idiots when they're that determined to make up their mind. You just can't. So I blocked him. I'm gonna miss him, because I liked him, but... No. Fuck that. I am not a fan of that mindset, you know? Of, like, the idea that, like... if you disagree with me, clearly you're with the bad guys, or clearly you're with whatever, democracy or whatever the fuck. I don't care. It's just the idea that people have that sort of mindset so ingrained into them that they're willing to defend it no matter what, you know? And they don't think for themselves, they don't think critically at all. They just believe stuff without any proof, you know? That's why I'm not a fan of religion. It, like, reduces people's ability to think critically about stuff, and it just forces them into a state where they're like, oh, I just want to belong. I just want to, like, be part of this group, and I'll do anything to be part of that, including believe bullshit. And that sort of thing frustrates me to no end. I don't mind if you're religious, but don't try to force it down other people's throats, obviously. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is think about it for a second. You really think an ancient giant sky father made everything? If he did, he clearly doesn't give a shit about it. Look at the state we're all in. I like to believe there's something bigger than us out there, but quite frankly, I just don't care. It's beyond my ken, you know? When I die, that's when I'll figure out what's on the other side, not before. I don't need to, like, infect my life with matters of the afterlife. I have plenty to worry about as a living person, you know? That's my stance on religion, which is, I keep away from it. Oh, okay. No! Oh, shit. Back to my point. People, when they believe something, they don't think about it at all. And that pisses me off. Because belief is like the nemesis of rational thought. It is the worst infection to rational, logical thinking the world has ever known. And the worst part is it doesn't have a counter. It's just part of who we are as a species. We want to believe in things. And sure, there are some things that are worth believing in. But the thing is, you still have to think for yourself in this world. And if you don't want to do that, why the fuck are you even here? I want to live in a world where people actually think for themselves and have agency to fix their problems while also recognizing that those problems exist. I don't want to live in a world where people are like, nah, actually, God will fix it. Yeah, he totally will. You know, that sort of mindset pisses me off. When I saw Jack P, I was like, oh god, no, he's like, actually, unironically like that. And I just didn't want to talk to him anymore. Those people are like the antithesis of who I am as a person. Not that I hate them or anything, I've lived around idiots who, like, let belief dictate everything about them and their relationships with people and everything. And those sorts of people kind of ruin my life, you know? So I'm at that point in my life where I'm just done with it. I really am. Okay. I need treasure in this lake here. I like this. This is cool. Anyway. Like, I don't mind if people are religious. I really don't. It's just, I don't mind people who have beliefs, but when their beliefs conflict with actual facts and reality, it really upsets me. Because those are the sort of people who are just, they don't care about what's right, what's wrong. They don't care about facts. They just want to be right all the time. That's really it. They want to look good instead of actually being good, you know? And those are the sort of people I try to cut out of my life. It kind of sucks because Jack was like one of the dudes who always commented on my stuff, and I really appreciated it, but like, I don't like people like that. I don't like people who don't think for themselves or just not critically think at all. Those sorts of people are just inherently wrong with me. And I know they exist, and I know I have to like deal with them, but I just don't fucking want to, you know? And I shouldn't be talking about shit like this. But it was weighing on my mind the entire day. Because like I didn't feel good about blocking him, but like, I don't like people like that at all. It's okay, so that person you really like turned out to be an actual racist or something. I'm overthinking it. Jack's probably cool. He just has an unfortunate set of beliefs regarding the rather insane situation with their politics and stuff. Because that's the thing, COVID got politicized like crazy because it hit during an election. So, like, nobody's ever gonna treat COVID like a normal disease. They're gonna treat it like it's something that the blues don't want us, the blues is a hoax, or the filthy Democrats is the hoax by them. And I'm like, it's forever gonna be treated as something that isn't real, or is, but it's not as bad as it looks. Even though, like, entire groups of people are being, taken out of their work for 2 straight weeks because of it. And I totally get that people want to go back to their normal lives. I do. I sympathize with that. But we have to adapt. We have to adjust. We're never going to have normal again. Our lives are never going back to the way they were. Ever. Like, period. Because this virus is unfortunately here to stay because nobody could, like, follow the rules the first time around. We could have shut it down if we'd all just followed the mask rules and stuff and done what we're told. But now we have like a variant that's actually more survivable than the base variant, called Omicron. And from what I gather, even if you're wearing a mask, it still has a decent chance of infecting you. So like, we fucked ourselves, basically. You know, have a variant that'll just stay. And it's like the worst case scenario, you know? And now it isn't even a case of killing people, but it still kills about as many as maybe the flu would. It's really about, like... Oh, wow. It's really about the inconvenience it's going to pose on businesses and the like, because it'll just completely ignore entire groups of people. It'll send them to the hospital. It'll put them out of work for like 2 weeks. And this is the core problem here, which is like, it's not something that's going to benefit our economy. It's actually going to screw us over big time. It could possibly put us in a Great Depression. And I'm not even being like remotely exaggerating. I'm not remotely exaggerating when I say that. Its effects are that vast. Okay, I shouldn't be messing around with this. I need to find the next one. Okay, so I was right here at 16, 17. Where's 18? 16, 17. Wait, where is 18? I'm not seeing it on the map here. Okay, that's 18. Up there. Way up there. And I actually got 27, so I don't need to worry about that one. Okay. I need to head up this way. we'll be able to climb for a bit. That's how it goes. I'm not going to go after shrines until I get the Korok seeds. I'm going to get all 900 pine cones just to watch Pro ZD. But, the situation with the coronavirus is, I'll be perfectly honest, it's like the worst case scenario for our country as a whole. Because this is the thing that our military actually predicted would mess us up the most. They actually put out a report indicating that all it would take would be a virus with a high infection rate, combined with people moving inland due to like climate change related problems. And we'd be overwhelmed by both like the amount of people getting sick or dying, and the electrical grids being overwhelmed by people moving further inland and using up more electricity in areas where they shouldn't, which would then cause mass blackouts, outages, or worse. And the thing is, that's starting to happen. Both worst case scenarios are starting to happen. And we haven't actually planned for that at all. We haven't made contingency plans. I mean, I guess Obama did, but nobody followed it because it was made by Obama. So, like, what was the point? You know? Why even make plans for people who are just going to say, no, you're wrong, I'm right? Again, I'm overdoing this again. I really shouldn't be talking about this. It's frustrating to see how many people cling to aggressive stupidity. Like, they desperately want other people to be wrong. They want themselves to be right to the point where they're willing to ignore reality. And that really gets to me. But it's gotten to the point where I've kind of just given up. Like, there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do to stop them. There's nothing we can do to, like, slow it down. So we're just sort of in a place where we're taking it up the ass now. And we're just... I guess we're just gonna have to be okay with that. That's where we're at right now. Too many people saying things bad because other guy did it. Or being bad because it can't be real. Because God said so, or my political party said so, and it's just like, yeah. Like, you want a really good picture of how absurd this has gotten? Last winter in South Dakota, there were people dying in the hospitals to COVID, who even as it was killing them were convinced it wasn't real because their president said so. And I don't hate these people, I feel bad for them. Because they bought into that. Like, actually were willing to die believing that the thing killing them wasn't real. How fucked up is that? Just think about that for a second, you know? That's the insanity we're dealing with in this world. That is the literal madness of overwhelming belief. And why it should never, ever get this far out of hand. Anyway, I'm done venting, I think. Just play Doom Eternal for a bit or something. Mess around for a bit. Or Doom 2016, I'm not sure yet. I want to play something cathartic to let me chainsaw stuff. But not today, at least not right now. Since I'm not really going to that on time today, I'm just gonna like, stay up, I guess, play around a bit. When it comes to politics, I'm not really a political person. I don't care. I care about things like facts, reason, things that I view important that should transcend such things as political ideals, you know? I'm of the mind that both sides are American. I may disagree with what one side says a bit more than the other, but I still think both sides don't really have the right idea I don't think it's worth our time to be arguing, bickering over pointless stuff like this. Okay, got this. Just need to stand up here, right? No. Stand on top of the thing. Where's it at? Where's it at? I know it's somewhere around here. Oh shit, it's up there. Where else? Where else? Is it in the forest? Okay, there it is. Aha, got it. I sincerely hope that one day American people could kind of put aside their differences and actually work together on stuff. We have a very long history of being divided, and I think that's become part of our cultural identity. We can't let the filthy blues win. We can't let those dumb reds win. It's become a cancer, in all honesty. I don't think there's any curing it. There are politicians on both sides taking advantage of the divide, because it helps them get elected, and also it keeps them elected in like a roughly equal balance that keeps things going. And I don't think they're doing it on purpose, is the thing. I don't think it's like a deliberate effort. They're just taking advantage of the problems from there. It's just a matter of course, you know? Okay, up next is 19, which is on the edge of the river there. So that's where we're going. We're going to follow these in numerical order. Tempted to explore that forest a bit more, but I'll pass there. That tree just moved. Oh my god, the tree's haunted. Die, haunted tree. You Lovecraftian abomination. Rocks. They're actually a pretty interesting enemy, all things considered. You know, this whole game is interesting, in all honesty. Well, anyway. I really shouldn't be lamenting the political atmosphere of this country, because, like, I'm complaining to the wind. You know, it's not new. It's been around for years. It's gotten less awful as the years have worn on. It's never not going to be awful, though. It's always going to be a thing. And I need to accept it. We all kind of need to accept it. The only thing we can really do is peck away at it and make it slightly less awful by having the audacity to become politicians ourselves. And that's something we're slowly learning, which is the only way to make any meaningful change is to make it ourselves. Oh, I love this. The boomerang. Okay. This is the neatest shit ever. Look at that. Look at that. You can catch it. It's awesome. Boomerang is a throwing weapon. It's like one of the only types of weapons that you can actively, aggressively throw. And it's so cool to be able to do that, you know? What is that glow? Is that the Satori Mountain? Yeah, it's that. What are the odds that that thing's still working? See, I'm tempted to go near it, but also my common sense is tingling. You know what? I'm gonna believe that it's not gonna activate. I'm going to believe that it won't magically come to life. Oh shit, my belief worked out. Aha, you suck, robot. Can't even activate when your sworn enemy is on top of you. Nerd. Loser. Idiot. Anyway. Okay, 19 should be up here somewhere from the look of it. Wow, that's kind of far, actually. In fact, yeah, it's not too far, but it's far enough. I think I've lost my heart for social media, in all honesty. I haven't been feeling good about doing it for a while now. And the more I do it, the less I actually want to do it. That's a lot of tireless frogs, actually. Also, I've been tempted to try to make actual quality videos, but I don't really know like what I could do, or if I should try to do anything. Like, I'm tempted to make an actual review with voicing and everything, but I'm like, no? Why would I do that? Or not even that, maybe just talk about stuff. Not criticize them, but like discuss them. Discuss video games. There we go. Because there are some games I really like, and there are some things I actually really enjoy. That I'd love to talk about, but like... the thing is, I'm kind of surrounded by people who don't really share my interest that much, aside from maybe D&D. Even then, I don't know enough about it, so I always feel stupid when I talk about it. Guess it's something you gotta build up, you know? But lately, I just haven't felt like I belong anywhere. And it's felt progressively worse as weeks gone on. I don't like my job, people hanging around, except basically. I don't feel like I fit in, you know? And I don't think I'll ever fit in anywhere. I'm weird. I'm a weird person. I'm like abnormal, as people go. Oh, right. I should get that. Later. I feel like it. But my point is, I don't know if leaving the state or picking up stakes and leaving for somewhere else is going to be good. I don't know if changing anything is going to do anything. And I don't think I want to do that right now. And also, like, maybe I'm just scared to try something new. Maybe I'm just scared to move on. And then, like, that's the opposite of who I want to be. Like, part of the reason I went into this whole commentary thing is because I'm trying to slowly pick away at my flaws. And one of those is my insecurities about stuff like my voice and me as a person. I want to change those aspects of myself. And to do that, I have to confront it. And this may seem like a minor thing to a lot of people, but I suffer from severe social anxiety. Really bad social anxiety. So I'm just like, I need to do this, you know? Okay, you're banned, you're all banned. Go fuck yourselves. Your bot accounts you. Okay, back to what I was saying. I'm sure I had a point somewhere in my head. I'll be the first to admit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't. I've never known what I'm doing. I've never, like, been confident enough to say that I know if anything I'm doing is ever gonna work out, or if I'm just a fucking idiot who's, like, playing it by ear and not succeeding ever. I really don't want to live like this but at the same time, it's kind of a part of who I am. Or realistic, you know? Ah, damn. Let's go. Oh, voting now. Okay, a bit further up the road from the looks of it. Yeah. I don't even know why I tackled that just now. I should probably go for that shrine at some point, but I'm just gonna ignore that for now. I can always go back later. But because I'm always trying to kind of self-improve, I'm always very self-conscious. And like one of the things I'm wanting to do is like kind of just suck it up and start forcing myself to make comic books. I've always wanted to draw comics, make stories and stuff. But I don't really have a lot of confidence. So I'm going into this whole thing thinking, should I do this, or is it just going to be a dumb ripoff of all this stuff I like? Am I going to make this work? And I'm just like, I don't know if I've got this, you know? I don't feel like I'm going to succeed. But I'm still going to push ahead and try to do it. Because the comic I'm making, I'm just making something that I personally would like, you know? And that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not making something for everyone. I'm making something for me that maybe people might relate to. I feel like, considering I already feel like I don't belong anywhere, that feels like a huge mistake. That's like, it's kind of my only through line, so to speak. Which is, maybe stuff I like, other people might like. So maybe I'll make something for me, and if others like it, great. That'd be great. I like Berserk. Do other people like it? Well, clearly they must. It's widely popular. I like Doom. Do others like it? Sure, yeah. I'd like to make something that feels like those things, to a degree. And that's the thing. I'm really just making stuff I want from the stories I want from the things that I personally would enjoy. I know an important thing in writing is writing for an audience, but I don't really... It's not that I don't believe in that, it's that I don't really feel like doing that because I don't feel like it's genuine, you know? If I just focus on my audience and do things just for them and only for them, I feel like I'm missing the point. How can I enjoy something if I'm not enjoying it? How can my audience enjoy something if it's very obvious that I don't enjoy what I'm doing? That's the thing. That's why I believe is the situation I'm in right now, which is I'm torn between making something for my audience, whatever that is, and just making something for me that my audience may or may not like. And that's kind of my thought process with making a comic of any sort. Okay, I don't know what way. It's down this way on the road. At least, I think there's a road here. Is this a road? Nope, it's like actually on the road. Okay. There's a trail going through here that I need to find the thingamajig. Okay. It should be down there. So, like, with my comic that I'm writing, I'm really writing something that I personally would like, you know? And I know I've got a couple complaints from a couple of my viewers that, oh no, the boobs, one of the characters is way too big, and I'm like, yeah, I know, isn't it great? Isn't that awesome? Boobs are gigantic, it's awesome. Come on. I get that people aren't into that, but I'm not one of those people. Okay, hold on, this is getting ridiculous. Where are you at, Choo Choo? There you are, you little squid. Demon, you. Octorok. Oh, of course. supposed to be somewhere around here, I think, but I don't know where I'm going. So. Alright, there should be a Korok theme, and what's it? Maybe in that tree there. In fact, I bet money it's in that tree. I'm convinced this tree holds the thing. It does not. Okay, where are you at, Korok? Where are you at? Are you here? This tree? Is this the vaunted tree that I am seeking? Nope. It's just a tree. Any other tree. Right, the thing is, when I went to art college, there was a lot of stuff I personally disagreed with when it came to, like, what the teacher was teaching. But I also understood why he was teaching it that way, because, like, yeah, he was right, but he was only functionally right. So, like, there's this lesson I learned that really bothered me, which is the devil is in the details. You don't make details in your stuff. You make the basic outline and composition first, then maybe put details in. But really, don't put details in. And the way he portrayed it was that details are bad. The thing is, details are very important in a composition, to me at least. And they're part of what I do best, which is when I make something, I make a lot of small details and slowly fold a lot of stuff in. And I get the point of his lesson. It was that it can make the composition messy if you don't properly plan it out or account for it. But the way he framed it was like, no details ever. Details bad. And I felt like I didn't agree with that at all. And to confirm this suspicion, I decided to copy a fish during one of our lessons. So I started drawing it, and the first thing I did was I slowly started drawing it piece by piece, scale by scale, in exact detail, as close as I could manage it. I mean, I really focused on this. It took me 30 minutes just to get half the fish done. And then the teacher came in, and he was in awe. Like, he was like, "Oh my god, that looks great, John. That looks awesome." And I'm like, yeah, devil's in the details, though. I feel like an asshole now, but like he just shrugged. Because I did the opposite of what he taught, but it still came out pretty successful. So I feel like it's not what you learn, but how you learn it, you know? For me, I've always succeeded in putting details in my composition early, but I totally get, like, what his lesson was, which is don't mess up your composition if you don't know what you're doing by putting in needless details that you might have to remove later. Don't waste time with that. I get that now, of course. And even now, like, some of my stuff isn't that good. In all honesty, it kind of just sucks. I look back on some of my work, and I think, man, it'd be great if I could draw the human figure properly. Because I didn't go to figure drawing. I was actually way too shy to do that. Because figure drawing involves people being naked, and I'm not a fan of that. Like, I understand the importance, but that scares the shit out of me. Can't really call myself a real artist if I'm not willing to brave something as basic as, like, being in a studio with models. But, you know, that's art classes, you know? You're supposed to do that. And I did not do that. In fact, when the teacher was insisting that I go to, like, the figure drawing classes, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. My nose will bleed. But that, again, plays into my whole social anxiety thing. I'm not great with people. Seeing one naked, being in front of one naked would just, it messed me up. I don't like people enough to be around me like that. It's a problem I gotta work on. Not that I can go back to college anytime soon. Kind of dropped out because I got tired of being yanked around by the student aid system, you know? Okay, 22's on the bridge. Bridge up there, not there. How best to put it? Financial aid only works if you're looking for a degree that's considered practical. If you're not, then the scheduling for classes becomes a huge nightmare. And I wasn't doing it for any particular degree or anything that would fit a career. I was going to college to learn. And maybe get like a bachelor's or something in a field of my specific choosing for my own purposes. And I found out the hard way that the financial aid system is kind of rigged, so you can't do that. Like, if you do, you're gonna have a really hard time. You'd be better off having a side job. And at the time, I didn't have a job at all, so I was like, I just flat out wasn't able to do it. And I kept going as long as I could, but eventually I realized it was pointless. I wasn't getting the classes I needed because I couldn't schedule them, you know? I couldn't make them work. I was after art degrees and foreign studies, and I couldn't schedule classes in a way that would work for me because I needed 8 hours minimum, and the way classes were set up, I had to get like 12. And it wasn't working. And then I found out from Jason that apparently if you wait too long on certain things, your credentials expire. How the fuck do your credentials expire? They just do. They're like food. They go bad after like a few days. Yeah, that's right. You leave your college credentials in the refrigerator for too long, it'll go bad on you. How fucking crazy is that? Just think about that for a second. That's actually insane. That, like, we have this system that's so very blatantly rigged, and we normalized it. Okay, 22 has been obtained. And I think I already got 23. Could be wrong though. Maybe I didn't. I wouldn't even say it's rigged. I'd just say it's like, how to put it? It's not set up for anyone except people who are looking for specific types of jobs. And that's it. It's not for us, the artists, for people with the impractical goals in life. It's for people who want to, like, work in tech or work in engineering. Hell, a long time ago it wasn't even for that. People used to get marked for wanting to be engineers. Shouldn't you aspire to do more? Shouldn't you seek to be more? See, I made that mistake when I was a kid, and then I found out none of it mattered, because it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. A person's goals in life shouldn't be to succeed no matter the cost. It should be to be happy to live, you know? To be, I wouldn't say to be satisfied with your lot, but to make most of your life to live comfortably and do what you want. If you can't do that, you're wasting your time. Another way to put it, don't live by the standards of others. Live on your own terms. Even if they hate it, fuck them. You know, it ain't their damn business how you live your life. And sure, I'm not the expert on how to live. I'm not like a guru who knows what he's doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just living my way through life and trying to find the most comfortable way to live on my terms and do the things I like. Because that, to me, is living. Like playing video games, streaming, talking during the stream. This shit appeals to me. Drawing, making stories, writing stuff. That appeals to me. I like doing stuff like that. Having a job where I don't really have to make too much effort, but I still have to like do enough of the job to show that I care about the job and actually put in effort to keep the place clean. I like being able to do stuff like that. I like having pride in my work too. The thing is, I've been kind of disenfranchised with the job, but it's only because the ownership is bad. The managers, bosses, they're cool, and they actually care about the state of the place, even though the owners they work under don't. Alright, horse combat. Eat your heart out, Skyrim. Did he just run away? That works. I think being able to live comfortably isn't a crime. It really isn't. People should be able to live the way they want without fearing the end of the world, worldwide virus, their fellow man. People should be able to pursue their goals in life. And they should strive to, like, if they want, improve the world around them without taking it so far that they make the world alien in the process. Well, you know, I'm just a big dummy who doesn't know what he's talking about. And I really am. I am kind of a fucking idiot, you know? But that's how it goes. I'm beginning to sound like my old man. He used to talk shit about himself all the time. Look how he turned out. There's something to be said for the right amount of self-belief. Hey, what am I doing? I gotta do this. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm about to die. Whoops. I have fucked up. There we go. Spike Vocal Clark. I'll take it. Oh shit, those guys hit hard. Okay, we're not enough. Oh no. Oh no. I'm actually about to die. There we go. Vanish, mortal. Ooh, Sheikah Shield. I'll take it. Seriously still alive? Haha. There we go. That'll teach him. Anyway, that mild inconvenience aside, what do I even need this shit for? Useless. I wonder if there's anything over here. There probably isn't. It's worth looking into. Okay, yeah, it's just bombs. Nobody cares about those. It's a lot of treasure, though. I guess right now I'm seriously considering quitting the job. And that's kind of got me in a mess, because I don't really want to quit a job that's working for me, but the way things have been going lately with, like, the way we, the employees, have been being treated and everything, it just feels like our company does not give a shit about us anymore. Even though the bosses do. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of, like, having my own boss turn on me because she is obligated to do that if she wants to keep her job. I'm tired of people... I'm tired of people just... I don't know. I don't want to say, but I don't really want to say it, you know? I don't want to talk about this sort of thing. This ain't a damn therapy session. Goodness. This cough needs to go away now. Horsey, I require your assistance once again. Will you not join me in the field of battle? O great, venerable Horsey of Doom. Let us go forth. And kill Chaos. And then Ganon. And then get all the bitches. What do you mean no? Screw you, horse. Do what I say. Kill them all, Horsey. Kill them! Robert Drumstick. Okay. I believe it was around here somewhere. Uh-oh. Goodness. Okay, not here. Not even sure if it's... Oh, this has got to be it right here. Yeah, this is it. Come to me, O great and terrible Korok seed. Require your power. There we go. Yeah, haha, indeed. Okay, moving on. Not really in the right area. Should be over here somewhere. Oh no. I really don't have the right weapons for this work part. Oh. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna die now. Well, that works too. I guess. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna avoid that and just try to... It should be around here. Oh, in there. Not here, though. You know, maybe being forced to be off because of COVID might be better for me. I could use 10 days off, in all honesty. So if it turns out I'm positive, I guess I'm just getting a really long fucking break. What is this? What in the hell am I looking at? Is this a hole? This is just a hole. Okay. That's weird. Where does the hole go, though? Do I just get stuck in it? Wait, is this like a Junji Ito thing? Where it's my hole, nobody else can be in it? This hole was made for me. This clearly can't be. I think I have an idea of what it is I need to do. I was right on the money. This is a hole that I need to put a rock in. Summon forth the evil Korok of Doom and Golden Poopy. The Korok of Golden Shit. Oh, okay. They let me do that, huh? Screw you, I have Zawarudo. Haha. Okay, let me check, see if anybody's actually gonna talk to me today. Another one? Really? I'm getting tired of that shit. Okay, let me check something real quick. If anybody's actually watching this, feel free to comment. Yeah? I'd appreciate that. I don't like talking to air, you know? That is assuming anybody's actually watching this. Okay, what is this? Okay, 24, 25. Is 26 right next to the Talus? Oh, that's gonna suck. I'm gonna fight no Talus. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I gotta go there, right to that pond. Well, no time like the present. Spirit of adventure and all that. It's gotta be over here. Right? Yeah, it's over here by this obvious pile of buildings and stuff. Okay, what do you got for me? Buildings? Anything specific? Any Korok puzzles? I need to find the Korok thingamajigs. Wait, I think I remember this one actually. Or maybe not. I keep thinking there's like a hidden Korok thingy, but maybe not. Either way, okay, no, it's up. It's further out. Anyway, lately, I think I've been asking myself what the point of everything is. What's the point of doing anything? What's the point of trying to... I feel like nothing I do is ever working out. Something always seems to get in the way, you know? I genuinely feel like, no matter what I do, it's not gonna matter. But I know that feeling's bullshit, and I just sort of wipe it away like I'm supposed to. But even so, the nagging sense that I'm wasting my life trying to be a coward is kind of... I don't feel like I have any courage to actually do anything about my life, and even if I did, I'd just screw up. These streams, I don't even know if they're successful. I don't know if people actually watch them or anything, except like one dude, maybe two. Not a whole lot of people seem to engage with them, so I feel like I'm literally wasting my time. and just not getting anywhere. And I'm trying, pecking away at it. I hold polls, see what people want to see. I'm not really trying to make my YouTube channel successful because I don't really want that. But I would like to make a bit of money off of it, I guess. Sort of have a side gig to support my already boring job. I guess I'm just tired. Tired of pecking away doing the same stuff. Not really getting the results I'm after. I don't really have any joy in life anymore. And I feel like I live in a world where nobody really cares about the problems in the world. They learn to shrug and go, oh well, I guess it'll fix itself, even though it never will fix itself. They learn to bury their heads in the sand, as it were. And I just feel that resignation, and I go, man, it's all so terrible. It really is. You know, this reminds me of the dichotomy between Miyazaki and Ito. Junji Ito is a really happy man, but he comes up with the creepiest, craziest shit, right? And what was it? Miyazaki? Is his name Miyazaki? I forget. The Studio Ghibli guy. I can't remember his name. Offhand. Too tired. But he's always very unhappy, even though he comes up with the happiest shit ever. The nicest, most pleasant stuff. But he's like, he's never happy. He's never pleased. He's never satisfied. So even though he comes up with this really upbeat stuff, he never seems to enjoy life. And I'm thinking, man, I missed my calling. I should just start making happy shit, you know? And I do think that there's an appeal to wanting to live in a better world, to the point where you like try to create your own ideal version of it. Where you want to create a fantasy that would appeal to you, a fantasy setting or a fantasy world. The thing is, though, the one I'm trying to create is like really grim and unhappy. It's not supposed to be a good place. It's almost like Berserk's world, but there's like a structure to things that wouldn't be in the hero's work, you know? Let's look this wind. The setting I have has one thing going for it, which is it's meant to be very structured. There's a specific tier of power. There's a specific tier of things going on, events going on. There's supposed to be a lot of structure to it, and the whole point of the setting of Eternia is that like it's way too structured. You know, it doesn't have any real sense of chaos to it. It's all planned. Every part of it is planned out. By the creation goddess Eden, who is deliberately creating problems in the world to sort of pressure it in a very specific way to grow. That's kind of it. The thing about her is she's the goddess of growth and evolution if that goddess is supposed to be a really good person. But more importantly, she's a struggling artist. Like, when I created her, that was the first thing I thought was, okay, creation gods are basically the ultimate artists. They must share in the exact same woes artists share in, like, aspiring to be like other artists. And then, when I thought of that, I came up with Chaos, who was, like, the ultimate creation god. And, like, the idea behind him was he was both a reference to Final Fantasy as well as sort of the ideal artist, or the ideal artist that other artists strive to be like. The person who's this big legendary figure. And that was the idea behind Chaos, because I always had this philosophy in life that if there is a god of creation, he must be the god of discord. He must be chaos. Because that's the only god that would, like, be okay with a world like this, you know? And it makes sense in a sense, I think. Okay, I've been wandering around here for way too long. I just know I'm missing something. One sec. Okay, it was a bit further down from the probably knew that well. But the idea is, if Eden was supposed to represent me and my frustrations with being an artist, I guess Chaos would be like Kintara Miura, or basically any artist I really aspire to be like or be similar to. That would be the relation between Eden and Chaos, which is like a lot of creator gods in the setting worship Chaos. They think he's awesome. They think he's like the greatest creator god out there. And the big joke is Chaos is himself struggling in the same way because he looks at all these people creating and worshiping and calling him a god, and he's like, man, I wish I could create the shit these guys are creating. So it's like this endless, pointless, comical thing where like all the gods wish they could be as good a creator as the other creator gods, and Chaos just happens to be the most popular one right now. But the structured nature of Eternia is also its biggest flaw. Because Eden plans out everything, she also doesn't account for the important things like willpower, the will to live, the importance of life. She doesn't think about these things at all. She's essentially just trying to shallowly copy the creator she aspires to be like. She's trying to make her own ideal version of Earth that's almost supposed to turn out exactly like Earth did eventually, but it's not working because the formula that it was created with is so different that it just flat out doesn't work. And the reason Bahamut, this chaotic, unstoppable force of nature, is the protagonist of the story is because he's chaos. Not literally the character, he's an element that can't be controlled, basically. He's the element that interferes with the order and the structure of this world because that's what it needs right now. And so he's unintentionally become the most important figure in the story. And that's the idea behind Bahamut. He's the guy shaking things up. He's the guy who's like unintentionally breaking a lot of rules, messing around, and Eden's just letting it happen. Okay, where is this Korok seed? What the hell? Okay, hold on, let me check the map here. I am convinced I'm missing something. Okay, 25, 26, the tree there. I'm not seeing anything that resembles... Is it in the well? No? There's nothing in the well. Okay. I'm stumped. I've been looking around for this, like, one thing for a while, and I'm not finding anything that fits the bill. Unless it's, like, this. Maybe? Maybe not. I legitimately don't know. Huh. That's weird. Okay, according to this, it's literally right around here. So it's gotta be this, right? No, it can't be. But anyway, now part of the idea behind Bahamut is he's originally from Earth, but he was known by an actual normal name, but when Eden brought him into Eternia, she essentially killed him to make that happen. So he's already got a grudge against her right out the gates, because she doesn't seem to get the importance of life. And then, he decides to challenge her creation. He pretty much just straight up confronts her through prayer and tells her, under no uncertain terms, he doesn't think her creation's going to hold up. He thinks that she's doing it wrong, and he's going to prove it. And, if gods were arrogant or entitled, they wouldn't give that sort of thing the time of day, but Eden's a literal god. So her whole thing is, okay, sure, why not? I'll give this idiot a chance. So she lets him test her creation. She literally tells him, okay, become the most powerful thing on my planet. Do it. Just become the strongest motherfucker in the room. Show me that you have what it takes to meet the point of my creation. And that's what starts the whole thing. And the sort of joke is he ends up doing much worse than that. He ends up going way too far. And she can't control him. She can't stop him. And it gets out of hand. It gets way out of hand. It's sort of like... it's sort of like the Frankenstein monster story of Doom Guy, where like forces outside of his knowledge set things up, and then he starts wrecking house, and they can't do anything, so they try to contain him. That's kind of the similar story there. I legitimately don't know what the Korok puzzle here is even supposed to be. I looked up and down, and I have not found it. I feel like I'm definitely missing something. But what? What am I missing? Like, for real? Okay, I'm gonna look it up. This is kind of annoying, actually. It's number 26 in 26 in the West Includia region. Okay. No guy with random username. No. You don't get to do that comment thing. Okay. They're linking a bunch of weird scam stuff, I think. West Includia Korok Seed 26 puzzle. Are you fucking serious? I need the horse. Did I abandon? Oh, that's bullshit. That is actual bullshit. I gotta find my horse. Okay. I thought there was something suspicious about those fences, but now I know. Well, that's new. Just gotta find a horse again. No, but the story is meant to sort of display that idea of the horror of power. That's the plan anyway. The idea that, like... how to put it? You know, in a story, when a hero becomes really powerful, sometimes stories go this route where they're like, oh, now the hero's a threat to the natural order because he's so strong and nobody can contain him or control him. The law won't work on him. Stuff like that. Like, sometimes stories try to tackle that idea where, like, people grow afraid of legendary heroes save them all. And, specifically the government usually does, you know? And I like stories like that. I like ideas like that. Because it challenges the preconceived notion that a hero is inherently good thing. Because heroes, they kind of go against the way order works. They gain power and prestige. In so doing, they become a threat to society themselves because they become a symbol, and the government usually has to deal with the reaction that the people have to them. Shit. That's not what I was looking for. So did I miss my chance to get horses? Ooh, that sucks. But anyway, the idea behind Bahamut is like he's inherently that problem. Where he's kind of an out-of-control guy. And that's the point of the character. He's out of control. By nature, he can't be stopped. He can't be contained. He's loud, he's proud, he's over the top, he's destructive. If I had to draw a comparison, he'd be a lot like Susanoo. I guess the Shinto god of storms. That's what he is. He's a storm. He's a big-ass walking calamity who doesn't really intentionally cause trouble, but that's what he is. He's trouble by nature. The idea I was shooting for with this was like, there's this guy who's very clearly trying to help people, and he's good at it. He's doing the job very well. It's just that at the same time, he's so inherently dangerous that people are afraid of him by nature. They're like just automatically start fearing him. This is what he can do. There you are, Rosie. I need your help. You do this and I'll hire you for life. To hell with a boarding fee. But okay, that didn't work. Aha! Got it. Anyway. But yeah, that's the plot, essentially. I haven't really described it very well. The idea is that he's like... he's scared. He's supposed to be. And him being like this out of control, over the top character leads to a lot of his problems. At least that's the kind of tone I'm aiming for. But again, it's a bit more than that. I'm approaching it from the idea that power is kind of scary. You know, give a guy too much power, he might do a lot of bad things with it, but not deliberately or anything. Rather, it just comes about naturally as a matter of course. 26, and I've already got the one South Abbey Lake, so that's 27. 28 is across the river, so... Guess I'm going back down to the river now. Goodness, excuse me. Well, you don't like rivers? Suck it up, Buttercup. Cross. What do you mean, no? Cross. Wuss. You have failed me, horsey. I will abandon you forever now. Actually, no, wait, I'm gonna drown. I'm about to drown. Oh, oh no. Okay, there we go. The premise of the story is supposed to sort of establish this idea that a really powerful character isn't necessarily a good thing. But like, it's also the question of what do you do when you're around a guy that's that strong? What do you do about it? How would you even begin to handle something like that? I've always found like stories that are power fantasies kind of fun because they tackle parts of this idea where they're like inherently unfair. And I think Overlord did a great job with this, honestly. Like, there's definitely a bit of Overlord in the story. Because they established characters and then they pitted them against Ainz, and they just get destroyed by him. And you start feeling bad even for the villains, which I thought was kind of magical. Like, that was actually really good character writing on their part. There, I say there, but there's actually just one dude who wrote that. But the way he wrote it also, like, established that he was a video game character set in the real world, so nobody could understand him right out the gates. Even his minions wouldn't be able to understand him, because they don't know anything about the fact that he's from a video game. There are a lot of, like, interesting elements to this, but the idea is, like, he's approaching this world from a real life perspective, or a video game perspective, because that's what it is to him in this game. He literally doesn't think they're real, or if he does, he doesn't approach the situation like it matters. Which I thought was really cool, because it's a way to separate him and make him, like, incomprehensible to the world he's in, but not necessarily incomprehensible to the audience. Like, he's not evil, he's just a dude doing his own thing, you know? He's trying to figure out why he's in this fake Yggdrasil. Back to my point, though, I like the way they sort of push this idea that, like you should sympathize with the villains and the heroes alike, because they're up against something they don't understand, that's way, way stronger than them, and they don't have a chance, you know? And I love that. I fucking love that so much. I wanted to, like, sort of make an idea of that, because I feel like they didn't really tackle... How to put it? It feels like they didn't really tackle that in a way that felt meaningful. It was just, oh, look at how strong he is. Look at how scared the bad guys are, now that they realize how outclassed they are. But it didn't feel like it was, like, saying anything, you know? It was just, oh, wow, those guys are screwed, aren't they? Isn't that neat? And if that's all it was, I was like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know, I feel like when you have a power fantasy that specific where it, like, literally makes you root for the bad guys, or at least feel really bad for them when they die, you gotta have something more to work with than that, you know? It can't just be, oh, look at this. Don't get me wrong, I'm always rooting for Irons. I'm like, when Clementine died, I was hyped. I was like, yeah, alright, she's dead. Like, I was smugly going, oh, she has no idea who she just stabbed. She about to die. Then when he went, how does it feel to be killed by a magic caster who didn't use magic? I'm like, yeah, you tell that dumb bitch. It was awesome. But I feel like there's a chance to do a bit more in the way of commentary with that story. You know, there was like that could have said something more. And that's kind of what I want my story to do, is to, like, sort of emphasize the horror of power, the horror of being the big, strong, overpowered hero, or anti-hero, or villain, or whatever you call it. Essentially, I want to create a story that explores that idea. What if there was a guy who was stronger than everyone else and couldn't be stopped? How bad could that be? How serious a problem could that become? Because while Bahamut's the main character of the story, he's also its central antagonist. And the reason for that is his whole purpose is to shake things up in a universe that normally doesn't have to worry about problems being caused by guys like him. He's like a hammer in a world where hammers don't exist. And he's smashing shit, because he's doing what he always does. He just breaks shit, blows it up, beats it down. Because that's normal to him. And the way I established the lore of Earth is it's actually part of the outermost circle of hell created by Chaos. Chaos, he's like the lord of all the hells. And other creator gods actively make hells to give to him as gifts, so he incorporates them. So he's the ruler of this literal 10 billion circles of hell. And he's like the ultimate creator god, because he actually initially created the concept of hell. He's the guy who made it in the setting. With Earth being the layer that gods can harvest for souls for their creations. Because all souls are born in hell. Or at the very least, it's a very concentrated effort to create souls. And again, the whole setting is structured. There's a structure to everything. Okay, it's 29. 30 is... 30 is on the river. On the river over here, from the look of it. So I could just go to the tower here. So, like, if the setting is extremely structured, Bahamut, who comes from a world literally made by chaos, which is chaotic by nature, is like the antithesis to that structure. And unlike other souls, which are cleansed of their memories in the setting before they're born, Bahamut was given a chance to just remember everything from Earth. So there's also the sense of longing that he just kind of wants to go back, but he knows, like, his Earth is gone. It's dead. Because in his world, climate change went a lot faster, and everybody was kind of resigned to the world ending due to a collapse of all the biospheres. That was like the ending of that world, basically. And Bahamut came around a time when everybody just given up. Like, everybody's finally resigned to it. They're like, okay, it's over. There's nothing left. We're done. The news would talk about it. Everybody would talk about it. And he just went off into a forest to die. That was the last moments he had as a human being. He went off into a forest to let his life end. He was just going to live out his days in the woods alone. Probably starved to death. But he didn't go to those woods to live. He just went to die. Because he knew it was going to happen one way or the other. So he decided to go out on his terms. And that's where he met Eden. And she pretty much just killed him. So even though, like, he wants to go back to Earth, Earth is dead. It's gone. By the time he wakes up in Eternia, it has long since been destroyed. And the point of that was, again, sort of a cruel reflection of our current situation. A worst-case scenario, if you will. But also to give this idea that no matter what he wants, he can't get it ever again. Like, there's no way he's ever going to get Earth back. There's no way he's going to be able to go home. So he's stranded in a foreign world, trapped, enslaved by a goddess of creation who doesn't really get life. And he's sort of making the best of a bad situation by trying to gain power in the hopes that maybe he can finally get back control of life he wants in his miserable life. And, you know, you'd think this would be a good thing. But again, that's the point of the story. The need for control is a huge human flaw, and Bahamut's need for control is like his biggest flaw. It's the fixation he has that he can never let go. And that's the whole deal with it. Okay, I'm in the right area, aren't I? And again, that's the idea. Okay, maybe I'm not in the right area. I think I'm actually in the wrong area. Goodness. Hate that. Part of this is rooted in Dragon's Dogma. There's a line that the dragon says during your confrontation with it that always stuck with me because of how interesting it sounded. Which is, abandon all delusions of control. It's like my favorite line from that game. Because there's something really, really, really fucking on point about that line. Because Grigori was a character who was unrisen. He had incredible willpower. You know, he had this great... he was an amazing guy when he was a hero, probably. I mean, all Arisen are supposed to be amazing people. They're like the strongest people in their world. They're heroes, legends. And the Arisen aren't really portrayed as good people. They're just the most powerful people. Grigori failed to defeat God, and that's why he became an archdragon. So when he says, abandon all delusions of control, he's not just talking for the sake of talking. What he's literally saying is, like, no matter what you do, you have no control. The world doesn't afford people like you control. You have no power. I had no power. I was the strongest motherfucker in the room back in the day. The idea, I guess, behind that is, like, Grigori's world eats the strong. Like, his world just devours them. It's their fuel. They're fuel for the flame called willpower. That's kind of the main premise of Dragon's Dogma's setting, is that the more willpower you have, the bigger the target on your back becomes, and the more the world draws you towards becoming the Seneschal, and therefore traps you. It essentially dooms you, you know? Okay, I get it now. Just get done for not figuring this out. Yeah, this is annoying. I cough all the time like this. But anyway, Bahamut's need for control in the story is his downfall. Or rather, it's... I wouldn't even say downfall, because he doesn't really pay for it, he just... It's more like it's his biggest flaw, and also the biggest fixation he has. So in a lot of ways, he's a lot like, say, pre-Dragon Gregory, and that he would have been a character who believed in his power, believed in his greatness. But control, the need to control, the need for power is the problem. It's like the core problem of the story. Because the world, any world really, doesn't really allow people to have control of their lives. You have to make the most of your life as best as you can. And if you manage to somehow get control, then you have to spend most of your life trying to keep it. So it feels like you're wasting your life doing something you weren't even really planning to do in the first place. And that to me is kind of horrifying, you know? So the story of Lord of Doom is essentially an exploration of that idea of what is the strongest motherfucker in the room was also really, really tired of being the strongest motherfucker in the room. What if he was like... What if he unwittingly became a threat to everything and had to live his life constantly trying to keep himself under control? There's a bit more to it than that, but... Oh, these are a bunch of ideas swirling around in my head, essentially. And again, like, I get a lot of inspiration from stuff like Dragon's Dogma. Ooh, I can replace this now. Berserk especially. Berserk's a big inspiration. And of course, Final Fantasy for sure. Final Fantasy's the big one. Okay, how do I get up here? Do I just go up here? Does it just climb up? Okay, that works. There we are. Don't even know if this will lead to anything, but it's worth a shot. Anyway. I'm kind of slowly working on drawing the outline for the story for now, but, like, it's gonna be a big one. It might take a long ass time to make. And all the stuff I've drawn so far are, like, prototypes and concept art, just to get me, like, a better sense of what it is I even want. And these are the conclusions I've drawn, which I'll be talking about on the stream, is the story itself is just sort of personal. More than anything, though, I think the point of the story is you view yourself as a good person, and then you do something really, really genuinely unconscionable and important. If you're too strong to punish, how do you live with yourself? How do you deal with knowing you went too far? In the story, Bahamut goes too far. He's a wrecking ball. That's his character. He's not a person who draws compromises, he's a person who fucks shit up. That's his character. Where am I supposed to find this? Oh, okay, it's further in. It's like actually over here. And that's what I'm aiming for with the story, essentially. Is, a character who's a wrecking ball, who tries to be a hero, and then does something really fucking dumb, stupid, just plain damn evil. But because he's already the strongest motherfucker in the room by that point, nobody can stop him, nobody can do anything to him, and he can't punish himself. So he has to move on. He has to try to be better, even though, like, he's now become his own worst enemy. He's essentially become his biggest problem. And that's, like, the overall arc, what that's supposed to be. Oh, man. Okay, I just know I didn't go the right way for this. Is it up there? Oh my god, what if it is? I feel so dumb now. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back up there and take care of that. Anyway, again, these are all just sort of thoughts I've been having about the story, trying to figure out a way to, like, express it. But again, the initial arc's essentially just gonna be like a slow build-up as he's, like, gaining power and earning the right to be powerful. So it's almost going to play out like a shonen arc in a lot of ways. That's kind of what it is. At least what the base story is supposed to be. But then, like, near the end, it starts becoming a bit more, like, serious, I want to say. What the hell. Alright, anyway. The story doesn't end on a high note, as far as at least the shonen part of the story doesn't end on a high note. It actually goes south. Big time. That's the point. But again, I haven't even started. I shouldn't be talking about that. But I like have an overall plan for the story, how it's supposed to go. So it's supposed to go in like 3 parts. The very first part's going to be like a shonen story, essentially. But again, it's going to be played in such a way where it's like you start feeling bad for the bad guys. That's the one thing I really want to establish, is the unfairness of who the character is. The unfairness of him being stronger, because there is like that sort of thing where heroes are unfair by nature. They're like the guys enforcing the rules in a world without rules. So when like villains come up against this foreign element called a hero, they don't know what the fuck to make of it. They only know they want it gone, right? But we never explore why. We just say, oh, villain bad, hero good. What if it's not that simple? You know, what if it's not really a matter of simplicity? What if it's in a world where nobody experiences rules? How dare this one person suddenly start making rules up? How dare this person start enforcing rules in a world where morals shouldn't exist, you know? I'm kind of exaggerating a bit, but the idea itself is like... I want to sort of establish that idea that, like, even the villains are still people at the end of the day. They're not good people. I mean, no villain is, for the most part. There are some who are, like, convincingly evil. The idea maybe before is that, like, these guys are just dudes, just trying to get through their lives, the same as like anyone else would, and with varying degrees of success. Okay, that's not gonna work. I'm actually breaking the axe now. Come to me, my gym. Anyway, I'm sure I had a point somewhere. Essentially, I want to frame Bahamut trying to do the right thing to something almost evil, in a sense, or bad, without it literally being that. Like, there's a sense that what he's doing is foreign to the setting he's in. Trying to be the hero in a world where heroes are actively discouraged because everybody's just trying to survive. It doesn't really work in his setting without problems being caused. And his efforts, ironically, start leading to the creation of actual heroes, or people who have actual real ideals and beliefs, and this starts itself causing a chain reaction of problems. Because those ideals and beliefs don't really have that much backing them up. They're just, I want to say, hot air, I guess is a good way to describe it. But the characters he ends up inspiring are themselves just following an example he didn't really set in the first place. But again, that's like a story for way later. But the one thing I think really stood out to me in terms of heroes with unfair power, and something I really liked in Final Fantasy XIV, the Warrior of Light by Stormblood gains a huge reputation as being the guy who fucks everyone's shit up. And they do a thing in Stormblood that I really liked with Granlott, the Rogden commander of a Garlean Legion, who he's a doofus. He really is. He's like the biggest jobber you've ever seen in a video game setting. Ever. But what they do with it is they subvert that. Instead of him just being a jobber who keeps coming back, he doesn't get it. He never gets... Oh, this is on Switch. Thanks for showing up, Hank. Sorry, I'm rambling right now. Thinking out loud about my setting. As I was saying, though, in Stormblood, Greenlott's story arc is really dark. Because he never seems to get why he can't beat the Warrior of Light, right? So, like, he keeps trying. Again and again, and he just doesn't get it, and it starts driving him crazy. Like, it drives him up the wall. He just can't figure out why some random dude can't be beaten. And we're used to it by now. Everybody around us is used to it. Greenlott isn't. So we're like a completely foreign element to what he expects. Because he expects people to either die due to superior Garlean technology, or he expects them to submit. And we go completely against that idea. Grandma's solution is to despair until Yotsuyu turns him into a hypertune. And when we next see him, he's like this crazy monster. And he's just psychotic. Like, he's screaming, he's roaring, he's cry-laughing, he's all over the place. He's got like this huge chainsaw gun thing. And it's very clear that being hypertuned is like a death sentence. He's finally given the power to go one-on-one against us. And he dies horribly. And all the time he's just fixated on us. He's like determined to kill us. And he never gets it. Ever. But what happened to Grandma was horrifying. In my opinion. Like, it was actually great because it was this version of the kabuki buffoon trope. Or just the buffoon character. And I think that's part of what inspired the story I'm writing a bit, is like that whole event stuck out to me. Because what Grandma goes through feels really wrong. Even though, like, he's an evil villain in an army of evil villains, Grandma didn't deserve that. Like, we become his Moby Dick, and he is determined to kill us no matter what. And he never can. And he'll never be able to, because the Warrior of Light is unfair by nature. He's so powerful that people literally despair when they see him. That's how far the Warrior of Light comes as a character, you know? And I think there's something telling about that idea, that like the character became so powerful that even though he was a hero, his enemies treated him like the devil. They were scared shitless of him. Like, there was a scene in Endwalker where he confronts the Garlean army, you know, as a hostage. He willingly goes into this, like, camp of Garlean soldiers, And the general, when they're putting shock collars on him, he stops his soldiers. And he says, the champion of Eorzea will not be collared. And the moment everybody realizes that they just tried to collar their version of the devil himself, they get scared shitless. They back off immediately. And they want to draw their weapons, but they know if they try, they'll die. And I think that really helped inform what I'm after with my story, which is that reaction is the story. That response of brawl, primal fear. Okay, I think it's up here, 34. That's kind of what I want for the story, where, like, you know it's hopeless, and you can't do anything. The unfairness of that is the plot I'm after, so to speak. Okay, 34 is actually up the waterfall from the look of it. Good. Either way, it looks like I'm going around. Sorry about all the coughing. I'm still kind of sick from what I assume to be COVID. I'll be honest. I'm gonna assume it's the worst thing. I caught COVID once, and it was like a mild sniffle. I catch COVID again, it's an even milder, coughier sniffle. I just can't win. Anyway. No, I think part of the story I'm writing with the comic, I want to tackle that idea of, like, the unfairness Grinwald experienced as an actual, like, main story scenario. Where, like, everybody's Grinwald. They're all like, oh my god, how is this guy? Who is this guy? Why is he being a hero when logic dictates he shouldn't be? Anyway, I'm rambling again. I'm trying to cope with the fact that I'm coughing every 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm playing it on Switch, not PC, to answer your question again. Okay, Okay, it's a little bit further up, actually. By a little bit, I made all the way up the mountain from the looks of it. Oh boy. I'm searching for Korok seeds right now. I'm actually actively hunting them down in this one area. I'm doing a very poor job of that, I might add. Alright. I'm gonna focus more on the game now. Stop talking about my dumb comic that doesn't exist yet. Because I haven't written it. I have some ideas. I'm gonna create the very first part very soon. I'm probably gonna, like, I think I'm gonna start working on the first panel and the Ruby Conte concept art as I go. I'm gonna do that in 10. I also want to perfect some of my older stuff just so I can, like, say I finished it. Because I have a bunch of concept art that's just unfinished by nature. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't like leaving stuff unfinished, you know? Which is funny, because I leave everything I do unfinished. So I have a right to have a grudge. Okay, this might take a while. Climbing is always a huge hassle. Let me see here. Speed food. Do I have it? I do not. Okay. That's unfortunate, but what can you do? What time is it? 8:39. Alright. I bet it's up in those trees. There's some trees up there. I'm like 90% sure that those are what I should be going after. Ah, man, this cough though, it's ruining everything. Okay. $8:40. Maybe we should just go to bed soon. I mean, I'm tempted to stay up late, but I haven't been staying up late for the past, like, 3 days. I'm tempted to maintain my track record, just because. But then again, I had a Mountain Dew at like 6, 6:20, 6:30. Maybe it's not a good idea right now. What to do indeed. Okay, I guess I'm on enough of an incline I can start trying to run up now. Okay, here we are. This should be what I'm after, right? Surely. Surely this. One of these trees has got it. Korok sense it tingles. Tingle, tingle, cool limpa, or whatever that guy was supposed to be. And I don't think Tingle ever showed up in Breath of the Wild. I've never seen him. So if he is in the game, he's like an obscure Easter egg or something. Let me see here. 34. Yeah, somewhere near the trees. I don't know where it could be though. It wasn't in the trees. It seems to be between them, I guess. But where? Nothing here. Stamelish ruin. I'm not seeing anything actually. And these obscure Korok puzzles mess me up. What if I gotta fly through these trees? Right? No? Really? Okay, that wasn't the solution then. But what is the solution, if not that? I'll be honest, I wish I knew what this puzzle was. Okay, 2 trees. Do I chop one down? Aha! Nope, they're unchopped. They have transcended mere chopping to become a legend. Nope. Okay, I'm stumped. Not a little stumped, a lot of stumped. I like these trees, which are not stumps. I'm very sorry for that pun. Please forgive me. 30 years old, I'm starting to act like a parent. This is awful. Making dad jokes. It's the worst. Dad jokes are like an evil disease that infects the human mind across the years, turning us into old geezers that think we're hip and cool, just like our parents before us. Everybody in my generation only had one parent who was drunk all the time and abusive or something. Any wonder I said school social. Okay, time to look up the guide, because I don't know what the fuck this is. Okay. West Cluda, Korok, Seed. What's it again? 34. 34. I hate looking this up because I feel like I should be able to find out what the puzzles are, but some of these are really obscure. Oh, there's a trail of boulders further up. Okay. I feel dumb now. Oh, okay. I get it now. Gotta go up to the boulders, push them all down. And didn't I just push some? Where are the boulders at? Did I push them all? No, no. Okay. Well, here we go. Oh, I got it. It's great. I'm so happy. I shall now proceed to do something else with this boulder. Something really dumb. No wait, no, no. You're not supposed to do that. No, no. You stop. Thank you. No! My ride! No! I planned it out and everything. Wait, what? Screw you. You're gonna dunk on me because I lost my ride, and I'll kill all you with the really trash spear I found. Just take that. Haha. Okay. Remember, kids, violence isn't the answer. It's the question, and the answer is yes. Okay, Korok C35 is on the other side of the slope. All the way over here somewhere. Right around here from the looks of it. So I gotta go up this way. Try to. And I really hope everything works out with the job I've got and everything. I'm worried about that. Honestly, I'm more worried about the fact that I haven't had a lot of time to draw my comic, because I want to do that. But, you know, I'll tackle that when I get there. For now... What the hell up there? It's a house. Former house. Oh, hell yes. I could use that. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so, I think I should go back and challenge the Talus when I get a chance. But first, what is this? Okay. Apple. Apple. I need an apple. I have plenty of apple. There we go. Okay. Save. Since I've got a sledgehammer, I can now challenge the Talus. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and do exactly that so I can get some free gems to sell. Because those are worth quite a lot, actually. For that, though, I want to teleport back to the tower, or... You know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna fly all the way over there. I roughly remember where he's at, so it shouldn't be a problem. In theory. Possibly. I'm just ad-libbing it right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I legitimately don't know what I'm doing anymore, to be honest. And that's with anything. I'm clueless. Like I say, when I have enough time to make my story and stuff, I have this plan in my head, but I don't have the time to actually execute it. And even when I do, I feel like I have to rush to get stuff done on whatever deadline I set. The thing is, I don't set schedules for that exact reason. I don't want deadlines in my work. That's why I stopped doing commission work for a bit, because I couldn't handle having a deadline at all. Because it was messing with me. Even though, like, the person who hired me to do stuff was saying, oh, no, it's cool, just take it at your own pace. I never felt like it was actually going to work. I really didn't. That's the thing, like, knowing that you have to deliver on something as a commission, if you don't have the right kind of mindset, it can mess with you. Even if there's no, like, real pressure. And I think that's part of the problem I didn't account for, which is I stopped enjoying my work because it felt like there was pressure. And I think I just have a thing against pressure in general, where I don't feel like I enjoy doing something when it feels like I'm obligated to do it. I don't want to do it, you know? Okay. So I've got 35, 36, actually further up, but I'm going to go for that talus first. But when I do stuff, I want to do stuff at my own pace, no matter what. I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to do it. Because when I feel obligated, I just automatically ruin it for myself, without exception. It's a huge problem with me that I still haven't been able to figure out a way to work around. Because I have a job, so I'm obligated to do that, but I hate doing it because of that. I feel like I like to do stuff more creative for myself, for my own purposes. Come on. Okay. There we go. Now he's taken care of. Always remember, sledgehammers are the best choice against taluses. Without exception. Okay. Well, that's done. I need to head back up here, I guess. Or actually over here would be better. Yeah, I'll go from there. And try to get that other Korok seed. I'm going to try to get them all, honestly. All the ones in this area. Then I'm going to confront Hestu with them, terrorize him with the amount I found. I think there's a hard limit on how many you can give him before he eventually just sort of turns you away. Yeah. Okay. This is the path I need to take. Okay, and I believe it was somewhere down on Maple Ridge. Maple Ridge. Okay, it's just past Maple Ridge, actually. So it's a little ways down here near this tree. Right on top of that tree, actually. So. Korok seed number 36 is on top of this tree. Towards us. I'm not feeling so good. This cough is really messing me up. Oh yeah, that was the colony camp earlier. I'm willing to bet. Yeah, okay, it's past it. Probably gonna end up. Oh no. Oh no, say it ain't so. Oh no. Oh. I was so preoccupied with Guardian, I died. Of course. Oh, of course. Of course. That was entirely my bad. Yeah, okay. This is not going well at all. Okay. Well, I can fix this. I'm secretly a genius. Ha ha ha. Oh boy. You know, one thing I really like in video games, personally, it's just me coming with this completely at random. I like nighttime cycles that are really dangerous. It's like when night falls, suddenly all the really mega bad shit comes out, and you have to defend yourself against it. Dragon's Dogma does this really well, but I think Far Cry Primal does this really amazingly as well. When I say amazingly, I mean like it makes it really rough, and hard, insane, just plain damn dangerous. But that's the beauty of it, you know. Okay, jump here, I guess. Okay, my Guardian's a permanent fixture. That's not an accident. That thing's there on purpose. Probably to guard that tree, if I haven't missed my guess. And I'm going to be in a lot of trouble if I catch its attention in any way. Because that is not just a Guardian turret, that is a full-blown Guardian over there. And I have no idea what I'm supposed to do about that. Okay. Don't die. Don't catch his attention. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay, I better take a potion of shut the fuck up. Okay, potion of shut the fuck up active. And be quiet. Do not make a single sound. I got this? Better say yahaha. Yes! Potion of shut the fuck up. Don't fail me now. Oh no. Is that what I think it is? Come on. I'm bouncing. I'm gonna surf out of here. Okay, that was extremely terrifying. What's my quality shit? Okay, it's not. It's just auto. Okay, Korok C37 is on the lake over that way. So I best get to doing that. I think I need to go to bed soon. I really do. I gotta take a test tomorrow, a COVID test, and hope it's okay. This is the problem. This is one of those really tough ones that hit really hard, I guess. How specifically goes out of its way to fall on top of you. knows physics are bullshit. It just wants to hurt you no matter what. There we go. Damn taluses, they're all over the place. I mean, I don't mind fighting them, but this hammer can only hold out for so long. Right? There is no way I'm fighting a guardian right now. Like, literally, there's no way. This shit just ain't happening. Okay, is this also a talus? I'm gonna laugh if it is. Cause this, I thought this was a talus, but then one appeared right behind me. No, it's just a rock. Very suspicious cluster of rocks. Okay. Let me see here. On the map, it says it's right around here. So, I should look there. I don't really know if I trust that lake anyway. Looks awfully deep down there. No rocks up here. How deep is this? I'm not seeing any water, is the thing. Okay, maybe I'm seeing a little bit of water. Not nearly enough. And where... Is there actually... Oh, okay. It's supposed to drop down here. Nope. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, okay. Let me see here. Lakeside Cielo 38. That's in the middle of the lake, though. Can I even swim that far right now? I feel like I can't, but I guess I should try. This is gonna be a bad idea. See, if I was a smarter person, I'd just not try to swim through the lake that I obviously can't swim to. But I'm not a smart person. I'm a very dumb person who does dumb things, like swimming through a lake. No way to... I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm literally not gonna make it to that rock. I can already tell. But I also have no avenues, because I'm low on stamina. I guess I'll die. Whoops. Fortunately, I can be magically teleported up to this obvious rock. Isn't that nice? Okay, this one looks interesting, and not at all difficult, which is nice. There we go. And that's Lake Cielo done. Oh no, Kakariko Bridge though. Oh, I don't want to do this one. This one sucks. Okay, so Kakariko Bridge one is really fucking frustrating. Because you have to like throw the rock in a certain way and hope that you get it right. And it's a pain. So it really is. I spent hours on that shit. Good job, honestly. But also, like, the physics surrounding it is just infuriating. Still, we're gonna go ahead and go to Kakariko Bridge. Let's take that on. Shouldn't be too far off. Though again, the way to it is just damn frustrating, no matter how you look at it. Oh shit, I'm not hearing items now. More or less. Alright. This should just about do it. Anyway, that's my destination. I have to throw a rock into that from up there. Now, in theory, I could also just... You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna put a couple of these down here as safety nets. These ones. No. Okay, game. You're... That works too. But yeah, not a fun time, honestly. Oh, joy. Looks like I'm doing it the hard way. Yay. Okay, hold that thought. Ah, treasure. Ruby. What'd I get? Appreciate it. Hey, I got a crazy idea. What if I tossed a treasure chest in? Alright? But what if I did that? I've never done that before. What's that? No, you. Okay. Just put that boat there. That. Okay. I don't know if just anything will work, but I'm hoping that the treasure chest will. I don't think it will. Let's be realistic here. There's no way, right? You can't just toss anything in here. It has to be rocks. Yeah, that's not good. The treasure chest is now down there, but no attack. So, nope, no cheese in this puzzle. Gotta do it the hard way. You can tell I don't enjoy this one. I've done this one. I hate it so fucking much. It's unreal. Okay, I'm probably gonna take a break in a bit and go to bed. But for now, I'm gonna try to get this one out of the way, and then I'll call it good for the rest of the day. Okay. Yoink! Yeah, first try. I'll take that victory. Okay. I'm gonna stop for now. My ears are ringing. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. That isn't to say that I didn't enjoy this, though. I actually enjoy Korok hunting. It's quite satisfying. But I'm just in this state right now where I don't really know what I want to do at all. I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now, I guess. None of the important stuff, but anyway, I'm gonna hit the hay now.